Hello and welcome to another quick tutorial on the Go Grammar 2 workbook series. Today we're looking at Unit 3 and this is revision of verbs. Very simply, we can see from the information provided here that verbs are action or doing words describing physical or mental actions. We've got a couple of examples here. Jane strolled to the bus stop. In this case, this is a physical action. He sat on the fence. Again, a physical action. Action verbs can enhance and enliven your writing if you choose adventurously and widely. So it's really about choosing the right word for the right purpose. A precise action verb such as strolled can create extra meaning and convey a vivid image as effectively as any adjective. Now this is an important lesson for creative writing. You don't always have to chuck in a whole shopping list of adjectives to improve the description in your writing. In fact, sometimes that can actually make your writing worse. What you might want to do is to effectively choose a precise action verb like this to help create some of those more vivid images in your writing. Now let's have a quick look at what we need to do for our first activity here. Very simply, underline the verbs in the following sentences. So all you need to do is read the sentence, underline the verb. Peter slouched into the principal's office. Here the verb is slouched. There should only be one in each sentence. So it's a pretty easy task. The next activity, again, not too difficult. The process of replacing verbs with nouns is known as nominalisation. You should know that from the last unit that you've completed. In the following table, fill in the noun that can be formed from the verb. So if we've got agree here, we know that the noun form of agree is agreement. Now, my writing is terrible using this pen, so probably not the best idea for me to try writing it in there, but you can easily fit that in there in your book. Before we can continue with the activities, there's some more information that we need to go through here. So let's have a quick read. Action verbs are sometimes called event verbs or happening verbs. There are a few common verbs that are not about action or doing. They are about a state, such as being, sensing, or relating. Here are some examples. She is a doctor. He was an engineer before he became a teacher. I feel excited. She seems thirsty. He looks disappointed. The most common verb in English is the verb to be. Examples include Canberra is the capital of Australia. Public transport was an issue in the state election. Hospital services in country regions will be addressed in the budget. The verb to be is the most commonly used verb in English. It is used to denote being, to demonstrate the existence of a person or thing. It has its own unique forms: am, is, are, was, were, will be. The verb to be is often used as an auxiliary or helper to the present participle of a verb, and that's where the verb ends in ing, such as running. And here's an example. He was going to the museum. She is running away. try to minimize the use of auxiliary verbs. She runs away. There are lots of different examples there, but you can hopefully see how sometimes these action verbs need to be used in a rather precise manner. Alright, let's have a look at your next set of activities. In this slide here we can see the activities for question 3, and it says underline the verb to be in the following sentences. And the first one here in purple is done for us. He is training for the finals. Now the first one, and you might find this is the case for a few of the other sentences, the verb is will be. So they will be at the movies on Friday. So like in the examples we've just previously read, it may be more than one sentence, more than one word, not just a single word for the verb. Alright, let's move on to the next task. Here we have a very specific instruction. Use a thesaurus and write 5 alternatives to these overused verbs. Now if you use these verbs all the time in your writing, you're going to sound repetitive and not be very intriguing. You're not going to really spark much in the way of imagery in your writing. So you try and use alternatives. So if we look at go, for example, there's lots of alternatives. You could use run, dawdle, rush, slouch. You could write a list of 20 words if you wanted to, but maybe choose the 5 best ones that you can come up with. Use the thesaurus to help you. You should be able to look them up online pretty quickly. Once again, I hope the explanation helps a little bit with you completing your activities. Best of luck. This is an ETV production brought to you by Prindiville Catholic College.